Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Govinda Radhe. We are reading from Sri Sri Radha Rasa Sudhanidhi, verse 145. All glories to the playful adolescent couple who are agitated both internally and externally by the millions of movements of each other's eyebrows that are like flowing waves of nectarian, passionate rasa, whose eyes are rolling with intoxication and who play so many different artistic, amorous pastimes within the arbor. All glories to the playful adolescent couple who are agitated both internally and externally by the millions of movements of each other's eyebrows that are like flowing waves of nectarian, passionate rasa, whose eyes are rolling with intoxication and who play so many different artistic, amorous pastimes within the arbor. The nectarian flavor of the divine couple. Today, the maidservant has arranged for the loving couple to meet in the play bower. Because Radha and Mohan face so many difficulties in meeting each other, although they are one in truth, they become intoxicated with joy when they meet. The Sakis and Manjaris are very happy when they can extinguish the fire of the divine couple's separation by arranging for their meeting. Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti writes in Prema Samputa, Sri Radha told the disguised Krishna about the Yugala Prem, saying, we are like a single wick which is split at the top into two, standing in a vessel filled with the oil of love, forming two spotless flames which illuminate the darkness of each other's shadows and give joy to all the nearby standing Sakis. When the strong gale of separation starts blowing and causes the two flames to flicker and almost go out, then our girlfriends anxiously come closer to give us shelter from the wind and to bring us to the abode of our happiness. That way, the waves of the oceans of Radha and Mohan's nectarian anurag rasa swell is seen in the way they make their eyebrows dance with each other. The word Anurag, Anuragamrita Rasa indicates an increase of desire. Sri Jiva Goswami compares this to a feeling of never becoming satiated. God. Like a person who cannot quench his thirst simply by drinking water in a dream. Wow. Fantastic. The pinnacle of that thirst is found in Sri Radharani. The word vilas in the text refers to special gestures of the heroine with the eyes, the gait, the sitting postures, the abode, and the face. Srila Rupa Goswami gives the following example in Ujjvala Nilamani. Vrinda, seeing the movements of Radha's eyes when she saw Krishna, said, "O slender beauty, when you see the prince of cowherders sitting before you in that arbor close to the Kadamba tree, the waves of your stairs that flow from the milk ocean of elegance turn the Yamuna into the Ganga, giving it a white color like the Ganga." In the same way, the loving couple becomes stirred by the movements they make at each other with their playful eyebrows today. Yeah. The maidservant sees that they are stirred inside out, their minds being moved by desires for union. The maidservant goes out of the kunja and stares in through the holes in the vines to witness the wonderful, loving pastimes of Sri Radha and Mohan, saying, "All glories to the adolescent couple in the arbor of Vrindavan." The adolescent couple, Rai Kanu, are immersed in a stream of nectarian rasa in a lonely arbor in sweet Vrindavan, making millions of gestures to each other. Nanda's son, Hari, and golden Gauri, Radhika, who shines like fresh vermilion, play with each other with the high waves of their eyebrows, agitating each other's minds and bodies inside out. They are both intoxicated from drinking, and their eyes are rolling of madness while they show their skill in lovemaking. Their attraction is equal during this wonder variegated pastime. As is Hari, so is Hare Priya, Radha. all glories to this youthful couple that plays russic pastimes that enchant even Cupid. Thus, the auspicious pastimes of the divine couple are revealed within Prabodhananda Saraswati's heart.
One more. And banana is there. Half. Big banana. There is a banana. Have it.
Thus ends verse 145.
Give here. Yeah. Other.
Verse 146. There is an adolescent girl in the new vine cottage in Vrindavan who creates endless, wonderful love arts, whose body is motionless when she is tightly embraced by the proud arms of Nanda's son, and who manifests herself as the embodiment of deep, eternal bliss, Rasa, and Prema. There is an adolescent girl in the new vine cottage in Vrindavan who creates endless, wonderful love arts.
2 breaks. One more break for you.
Whose body is motionless when she is tightly embraced by the proud arms of Nanda's son, and who manifests herself as the embodiment of deep, eternal bliss, Rasa and Prema. The embodiment of love and flavor. Anyone who even once tasted the nectar of devotion to Krishna can never forget that.
Yeah.
What to speak then of anyone who has even once
पुजारी जहाँ दो के देना पुजारी जी को तो पुजारी को गिर गया हाँ पुजारी को लीटर दिया हाँ तो पुजारी जी को दो 2 लीटर कल्पना
anyone who even once tasted the nectar of devotion to Krishna can never forget that. What to speak then of anyone who has even once relished the nectar of Sri Radhika's maidservants? The eagerness for this sweetness will increase more and more in the heart of a sincere devotee. And the devotee will feel that Radhika's forms, pastimes, and qualities are always new again. Every time. Shripad, who is in the kingdom of Mahabhav,
The backside,
clearly experiences the sweetness of the divine couple when he is absorbed in his Manjari Bhav.
Wow.
The new youthful couple is engaged in ever new pastimes in a temple made of evergreen vines in ever new Vrindavan. The poet Vidyapati sings, in new Vrindavan, the new tree bear newly blossoming flowers. The new spring brings a new southern breeze that maddens the new bees. The new youthful couple enjoys on the bank of the Yamuna in a beautiful new arbor, being immersed in feelings of ever new love. The honey from the new mango pits intoxicates the new cuckoos who sing sweet new songs. The hearts of the new girls are maddened as they run to the new rustic forest. The new prince meets the new lady loves that shine with an ever new splendor. In this way, they play nice new games that madden the poet Vidyapati's heart. The new adolescent girl is embraced by the proud, strong arms of Shama Sundar in the new vine temple that is made of new flowers and buds. Why are his arms so proud? Because these arms killed the powerful demons, Keshi and Arista. Srila Raghunath Das Goswami wrote, "O nicely thighed Radhe, when will you increase the ocean of my bliss when I see the victor over Arista, Krishna, pick flowers to decorate and dress you with?" Even a hero like Arista Jai cannot remain calm when he decorates and dresses you. He will perspire, horripilate, and shiver of ecstasy when he touches your divine body that is made of pure love. In this pastime, Swamini experiences once more how proud Krishna's arms are. Her body becomes motionless because of Krishna's tight embrace. Only the Rasic devotees can understand these transcendental pastimes that have nothing to do with mundane lusty dealings between ordinary boys and girls of this world. It is only transcendental supreme love that can intoxicate Sri Krishna, the supreme being, and the maidservants can directly witness that. Even Krishna, who is called Ananda Ghana Vigraha, the form of deep transcendental bliss, faints when he remembers these pastimes. Srila Rupa Goswami writes in Ujvala Nilamani, once a sannyasini, female recluse, came to Vraj from Mathura, entered the assembly of gopis, blessed them all, and said, "May Murari Krishna, who faints when he even slightly remembers his pastimes with Radha in a cane grove on the glossy bank of the Yamuna, although he was already studded with goose pimples of ecstasy because of Rukmini's tight embrace in the ocean temple of Dwaraka that is shining with jewels, protect you." In his commentary on this verse, Sri Vishwanatha Chakravartipad compares Radha with a wish-yielding vine that fulfills all of Krishna's desires with her sweet nectarian pastimes. Hence, the word Parimala Bhara, in his spiritual vision, Sri Prabodhananda can see the loving power of Radhika over Krishna. In a beautiful new vine temple in Vrindavan, Vrishabhanu's daughter, who is full of Krishna, who is the very form of love, and who is Krishna's most beloved, is embraced by Govinda's proud and strong arms. When she is touched by Shyam, she could not hold her heart anymore out of ecstasy, but she was not able to move her body anymore. This girl from Vraj knows innumerable arts of love and is always absorbed in ecstatic games. Oh, look, the jewel of adolescent girls of Vraj is the victor. How beautiful Radhika looks in Mohan's company. Sarasvati says, "Oh, brother, my goddess, Rai, is an ocean of bliss for Nanda's son." Thus ends verse 146. Verse 147. Those people who secretly worship the mood and love of Sri Radha, the jewel of Vraj, do not know social customs, the truth of the Vedas, their family lineage, or saintly behavior. But aho, still their course is extraordinary. Those people who secretly worship the mood and love of Sri Radha, the jewel of Vraj, do not know social customs, the truth of the Vedas, their family lineage, or saintly behavior. But aho, still, their course is extraordinary. The course of Radha's devotees, the devotion to Sri Radha that is unknown to even the great souls like Bhishma, Narada, Brahma, and Lakshmi Devi, and even to Krishna's servants, friends, and parents in sweet Vraj, is the unique gift of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to the fallen souls of the age of Kali. Wow. Yeah. Even Radhika's own girlfriends cannot enter into the most intimate pastimes of Radha and Krishna the way the Manjaris can.
Wow.
Only the Manjaris can enter into the bower pastimes of the jewel of Raj, Sri Krishna, who is full transcendental bliss personified, and Sri Radha, who is full divine love personified. Krishna can be identified with the word Rasa in this text, and Radha with the word Bhava.
Bhava. Yeah.
Relishing Rasa creates Bhava, and experiencing Bhava creates Rasa.
Wow.
And so the ecstasy and wonder always increase. Sri Jiva Goswami writes in Priti Sandarbha, may the wish-yielding tree of Radha and Mohan's joy, which is reared and raised by the gopis, and ecstatically looked upon by them, hoping that it will bear the fruits and flowers of the fulfillment of their desires, that they can relish in due course of time, and which sweetly manifests itself in Vrindavan in a most beautiful way, make me happy.
Wow.
If those who are always absorbed in their Siddha Swarup state of innate perfection, as Sri Radhika's maidservant, do not know about worldly morality, the Vedic scriptures, their family lineage, or saintly behavior, they still have an extraordinary course of life. They may not behave in exemplary way, but still their nature is like fire, which consumes all dirty things that are placed in it, but never becomes contaminated by it. Criticizing such great devotees is a great offense, but imitating them will also not be good. The six Goswamis always behaved in the purest and most saintly manner.
One, this paragraph again.
If those who are always absorbed in their Siddha Swarup state of innate perfection, as Sri Radhika's maidservant, do not know about worldly morality, the Vedic scriptures, their family lineage, or saintly behavior, they still have an extraordinary course of life. They may not behave in an exemplary way, but still their nature is like fire, which consumes all dirty things that are placed in it, but never becomes contaminated by it. Criticizing such great devotees is a great offense, but imitating them will also not be good.
Underline, not now, but okay.
The 6 Goswamis always behaved in the purest and most saintly manner, and they should be taken as examples for the practicing devotees. This verse can also be interpreted as follows: those devotees who fully worship Sri Radha's rasa and mood cannot be noticed amongst the people. Their descriptions cannot be found in the Vedas or in family traditions. And the great saints that worship God in awe and reverence can also not understand their ways. They cannot understand that nobody in Vraj sees Krishna as the Supreme Lord and Radha as his divine consort. The people of Vraj see them as being just 2 of their own most lovable people.
Yeah.
Thus ends verse 147. Verse 148. Some people preach the bliss of oneness with Brahman. Others are mad of ecstasy while praising the Supreme Lord. And again, others feel the greatest bliss in an unrivaled relationship of friendship or parenthood with Govinda. But the limit and the essence of blissful astonishment certainly lies in the maidservants of Sri Radha.
One believe in the Govinda friendship and
One in parenthood.
yeah.
One in the praising the opulence of the Supreme Lord. And some in the oneness with Brahman.
Yeah. This is happening in Western world.
Yeah, big in Western world today.
Very much.
Brahman meditation is the main thing. Really.
Some people preach the bliss of oneness with Brahman. Others are mad of ecstasy while praising the Supreme Lord. And again, others feel the greatest bliss in an unrivaled relationship of friendship or parenthood with Govinda. But the limit and the essence of blissful astonishment certainly lies in the maidservants of Sri Radha when they attain even a single ray of the effulgent jewel-like nails on her lotus feet, the limit of blissful astonishment. In his comment on Srimad Bhagavat 1.2.11, Srila Chakravartipad writes that Brahma can be compared to the moonlight in the daytime because there is no Shakti in it. Paramatma is like the moonlight on the first day of the light quarter because some Shakti is there. And Bhagavan is like the full moon because he manifests all transcendental potencies. Thus ends verse 148.
Yo.
Short.
Yeah.
Different person. Personal Bhagavan, opponents, God, some in relation, other things. He just was in relation at this time. Yeah, finished.
Yeah. Jai Jai Shri Radhe.
Last one was very meaningful.
Yeah, Gurudev.
Read this again for everyone. So meaningful where we are.
You can, we're reading it again. You can leave it open. Verse 148. We'll read one more time. Yeah, totally. Some people preach the bliss of oneness with Brahman. Others are mad of ecstasy while praising the Supreme Lord. And again, others feel the greatest bliss in an unrivaled relationship of friendship or parenthood with Govinda. But the limit and the essence of blissful astonishment certainly lies in the maidservants of Sri Radha when they attain even a single ray of the effulgent jewel-like nails on her lotus feet. Some people preach the bliss of oneness with Brahman. Others are mad of ecstasy while praising the Supreme Lord. And again, others feel the greatest bliss in an unrivaled relationship of friendship or parenthood with Govinda. But the limit and the essence of blissful astonishment certainly lies in the maidservants of Sri Radha when they attain even a single ray of the effulgent jewel-like nails on her lotus feet, the limit of blissful astonishment. In his comment on Srimad Bhagavat, Srila Chakravartipad writes that Brahma can be compared to the moonlight in the daytime because there is no Shakti in it. Paramatma is like the moonlight on the first day of the light quarter because some Shakti is there. And Bhagavan is like the full moon because he manifests all transcendental potencies. Thus ends verse 148.
Say those last ones again, the comparisons.
In his comment on Srimad Bhagavat, Srila Chakravartipad writes that Brahma can be compared to the moonlight in the daytime because there is no Shakti in it. Paramatma is like the moonlight on the first day of the light quarter because some Shakti is there. And Bhagavan is like the full moon because he manifests all transcendental potencies.
So it becomes more personal. Bhagavan, first Brahman, the impersonal.
Yeah.
But why is he talking in this comment? I mean, when he refers to Bhagavan, he says he is in the Krishna. In the actual verse, in the end, it says that only the maid servant with regard are the highest. Yeah, maybe we can refer Bhagavan as a Brahman. Because Brahman is in Krishna and impersonal. Should I answer your question? Yeah, I know. Not that I have the answers, but I didn't understand what you're asking. I guess I was wondering, I mean, maybe interested in comment on the actual verse now. It was just giving like a general explanation referring to the fact that the personal aspect is like shiny. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that Bhagavan here refers to Krishna because the comment is coming from the Srimad Bhagavat, not from Anantadas Babaji or Prabhupada Saraswati. So yeah, they didn't really touch on the it's like the verse almost went into more detail than the commentary.
Yeah.
A little bit of flip-flop.
Why is there so little knowledge about this aspect of the manjaris? Is it so high?
That's my understanding. It's given also, I guess, relatively new because all the people are coming up
But even in the lineage of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, everything actually is given. For example, is connected is very much focused on everything.
But Gurudev says they don't know Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because they only know this and they don't see Radha.
Yeah, no, they don't exactly.
And so he says that they don't actually know Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because they don't know Radha. And so they have understanding that Chaitanya came, but they only appreciate it. You don't understand what it's Chaitanya is.
That's a good question for Gurudev.
I Yeah, because I'm wondering, I mean, also Srila Prabhupada, I mean, again, established like huge movement of Krishna consciousness. It's just astonishing to me how it can be, he made it like so big. Like, this is such a big part of it. That's how a lot of people come to Bhakti through this movement. And then they find out that, yes, I mean, I didn't even know who Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was until like after 2 years I was exposed to like Bhakti. And now I'm understanding these things. She's so fast.
Totally.
But it's like since half a year I have this like rapid downloads of like understanding things. It's crazy. Before I was like, oh my god, all these names. I get nothing. But since like 6 months it's been like so clear. Like I'm understanding more and more, so that's really interesting for me. Yeah, to see.
Beauty of Vrindavan. Beauty of Vrindavan.
Yeah, I've also been here much more. So.
Yeah. Prabhupada talks about Manjari Bhav.
He does?
He does. It's a lot of Manjari Bhav. The descriptions of it is written in Parkya Vow, which is like basically like hidden. So there's like deeper meanings behind all these different texts, which is why it's nice to read in the presence of a Rasa devotee, someone who has the mood and feelings, because they're able to kind of reveal the depth and the deepness of these kind of the behind meanings of what. So if you read it at face value, then you see something different than what the behind meaning is. Yeah.
Very much against women. I mean, if you don't know what to read for.
Yeah. And so much of that is how it's interpreted, how it's seen. And that's one of the, like, Gurudev loves Prabhupada so much because he does speak in Manjari Bhav, and there are places where, actually we just read a little bit ago there's a book called Teachings of Lord Chaitanya that Sudhanidhi passed along, that was actually Prabhupada specifically talking about the maidservants in Vrindavan. But a lot of it is, even when he talks about Radharani, it's just like in the Vedas, Radharani's mentioned, but she's always hidden. Yeah. Yeah. And she's there, but like when you listen to Uddhav's classes, she's there, but again, it's this Parkya Vow, she's hidden, and so she can only be found or interpreted by someone who's already found her, and then they can kind of open our eyes to it. But so much of what Prabhupada is writing, I'm putting the books over here, is actually written showing this highest level of Manjari Bhav with Radharani and the Manjaris. But if you don't have that level of realization present when you're reading the book and interpreting it, then that depth won't be shared. It won't be kind of opened. So that might be why the depth that's being shared other places. I'm not sure. I'm not super familiar with a lot, any other really sharing or teachings other than here, but that might be why just a different realizations and interpretations.
I think nowhere in this one where I was if everybody talked about
Yeah.
It just about
Because I feel that Prabhupada, he was at the time and lived in a time also from where he came, he had to present Krishna consciousness more in a different way. He experienced it. He was that so deep, and he knew, of course, he was living in this something, but he could not show it.
maybe people were
Yeah, that's what.
They were driving, and they were just, they had to be engaged. Many were on drugs. You had to treat differently. So what you see in these scriptures
coming from the time. Therefore, you don't see this. All this more for us on a superficial level, but for us to go through like Radha said, they see behind it what is really behind it. And they keep this tradition. They cannot step out of it. I have Sudhanidhi, if they step out, they cannot do this.
Yeah, I mean, the only way to step out is to have someone who has stepped out. And so if the whole system and culture is set up in a way that there's no one that has stepped out, then it's not possible. You can only go as
But isn't it why there was also this divide with like the right garage lineage?
That I don't know.
That things just like that divide.
That's also our language.
Radhe
Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda